farted at me. You see that?
What?
He fucking farted and poisoned me! Oh my god, this is... Fucking farted and poisoned me. No! Okay, gotta jump. During, asshole. Ah, yes. Poison again.
You're droopy.
Wow.
You grew up with big brain problems instead. Think about how much intelligence is packed into such a small package. Maybe you're too spread out. Now you know how it feels every time you're like, oh, you fucking. I guess I felt like, you know, I didn't have no problem for like throughout most of college. Because it was growing out of control. Except for like Brian Ray. He's white. And I was sure actually all the way. Like, have you ever had a friend that you follow me? I just think it's good now.
That's how you don't
It's like seeing a
you shit.
almost have a fart trail everywhere.
Look at that moon board. Smack into one.
Maybe she's the one. Do they? Loves you. Yeah.
Fucking booyah! I got him!
It's what? Yeah. Yeah.